When you open up a pack of Pokemon cards, or even watch somebody else rip into some, we're almost always looking for one thing, the chase card. And it makes sense, they're tough to find, usually worth a bit of money, and the artwork is simply phenomenal. But what about the rest of the pack and all the other incredible illustrations inside, like this Tangela by Kurumitsu, or the Stonjourner by Haruya, who's low-key chillin'? And how about this Litten by Narumi Sato? They look like they just got hit with the Leonhardt jump scare.
What up, Hard Squad?
My point is, new sets like the Japanese Paradigm Trigger or Silver Tempest are more than just their chase cards, which is something I really want to show you. Kicking things off, we have a stunning Ponyta. This one is by Teizero, one of my favorite artists from last year. They debuted with that Celebi special art. We have Daburan, the Duosis, Relicanth Jiransu, the Onban Neuven by Aoki, and Keldeo. I feel like Keldeo had so many cards in the Sword Shield era. Been a hot minute since I've done a booster box opening on this channel. It feels good to be back. We got Kokodora, Choroneko. That is actually by Shibuzo, fantastic artist. I know people are gonna say this is just a purloin, but I absolutely adore the way every Shibuzo illustration has like this dotted hatching around the corners, around the edges of the illustration. I believe it's called scumbling, the technique. I'm not entirely sure, but it just makes it feel like very homely and cozy. And I feel like that's captured perfectly with the purloin. We have Yuki Warashi. Yuki, Japanese word for snow. If you've been following this channel over the last 2 years, there's gonna be a lot of words that you should have learned by now. Warashi is the word for like child or runt. Snow Runt has had a lot of illustrations in the Sword Shield era. Bang. First rare, it is the Aggron Bosugo Dora. This is by Gosan with that awesome black outline around. Just that signature style from Gosan makes all their characters, all their illustrations look so bold and imposing. Japanese booster boxes, they're seeing a bit of a surge in the last couple of months. With good reason, you always walk away with about 4 V cards, 2, sometimes 3 V-Star, 8 rares, and you always get the guaranteed super rare. Although, compared to English sets, you do only get that one super rare. So we've got Galarian Meowth, we have Ruxio by Eri Yamaki, Sigilyph Shimura, Koldora. Oh, this is a really nice card. This one's by Mina Nakai. I think I'm just a sucker for any illustration that has bold black outlines. But one thing Mina Nakai does with all their cards, they have like this extra level of fuzz around it. So it's almost like a double outline. It's really similar to the illustrations by Scav, formerly known as Tetsuya Koizumi. They have a very similar style. Anytime it's like pronounced and bold, I really like the illustrations. Speaking of Scav, there is the Glalie Onigori behind that. And again, you can see they have a very similar style. I've actually noticed a few artists where they have almost like overlapping techniques and style. The other one is Shinji Kanda. A lot of similarities there to Tomokazu Komiya. We have Dratini Miniryu. This is a nice one in Japanese. And this etymology is kind of thematic all through the Dratini Dragonair Dragonite line. So Miniryu, the Japanese word for dragon, is not Doragon, it's actually Ryu. So this is kind of like Mini Ryu. We have Kabalion by Shin Nagasawa, who drew all of those Hisuian final evolutions from Battle Region. So we had Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Decidueye, and Hisuian Samurai. Absolute classic artists. They are one of the OGs. So this is a very fantastic addition to their repertoire. The Solosis Uniron, that's really nice. That's by Ligton. Ligton drew that awesome Umbreon V. I've spoken at length about Ligton. They're not just a fantastic artist, they're also a fantastic animator. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows it and doesn't forget it. We got Itomaru, Meraruba. So the Japanese onomatopoeia for like bursting into flames is mera mera. A very cool etymology there for La Vesta. We have Korinku. Charemu, this is really nice, Metacham. This is by Aya Kusube, who's got such a distinctive illustration style that always varies depending on the type of Pokemon being drawn. Her Houndour is dark and brooding, her Gengar is the right level of warped and spooky, and her first special art juggles all those things while remaining really expressive, which is to be expected from an artist who's been drawing since Neo Discovery. Yeah, I really dig this Metacham. Despite not being a fighting pose, it's still intimidating, just with a creepy aura. So this is the new one from Tomokazu Komiya, the Skrelp Kuzumo, and hopefully we find a Shinji Kanda card in here. We will, because I know I think there's 2 cards actually. So I'll show you the similarities between the 2 styles. Kokodora, Yuki Warashi. Bang, the Rapidash. This one is by Megumi Higuchi. You really just never get disappointed with the rares in Japanese sets. They just pop a little bit harder. And of course, the silver border just makes it look a little bit better than that yellow border. And here is our Shinji Kanda card. I think this is Bihiem. I've never known how to actually pronounce that. I know it evolves from Algiem. They're too hard. They're like 2 really difficult names to pronounce. You know, Tomokazu Komiya has been an artist for a very long time. So it wouldn't surprise me if Shinji Kanda has been inspired by them at some point. It doesn't detracts from Shinji Kanda's style, and it's not to say that it's a ripper. I think it's only natural to say that young upcoming artists are inspired by existing or long-time artists with a huge repertoire. So yeah, I like how they have overlap. There's definitely discrepancies. Tomokazu Komiya is much more bizarre and abstract, but you can see how there's similarities between the two. Oh, this is beautiful. This one's by Nagomi Nijo. Nagomi Nijo, I have gushed about them endlessly. Blossom, kirei hana. Kirei, Japanese word for pretty or beautiful, you probably heard that. And hana is the word for flower in Japanese, but this is just stunning. Nagomi Nijo has consistently been drawing the most vibrant yet serene Pokemon cards since their TCG debut. This Ho-Oh flying through Ekritique City earned them a top 50 placing in the 2019 Illustrator contest. And since then, they've treated us to a variety of warm and colorful cards. Plus, they're a One Piece fan too, so you know they've got taste. It's only a matter of time until they illustrate a special art card. I never get tired of seeing a new card from Nagomi Nijo. And here's another, this is fantastic. I was hoping to find this soon. Gaogaen, this is the Incineroar. This one's by Hideki Ishikawa. The Japanese name here is pretty fun actually. Gaogaen, so Kaen is the Japanese word for like flame, inferno, and Gao, we want to do this for a long time. It's like the sound of a tiger roaring, like Gao. So you've heard that now, but that's where it comes from. So Gao Gaen for Incineroar, which is the same meaning in English. If you're looking at this thinking it has a video game vibe, that's because it's drawn by Hideki Ishikawa, an artist who's worked for Capcom and the MegaMan series, and who's contributed to games like Disgaea and Digimon 2. You can really see those genres flow through cards like Zinnia from Dragonstorm, and the Solgaleo and Lunala GX special art from Dream League. An absolute banger. There's 4 trainers in this set, 4 super rare full art trainers. The best one is Candace. The second best one is the Worker. I'm hoping to find the Candace, so then I feel good about myself. We have Brigion. This one's by Koki Saito. Koki Saito, I adore the man. I do. I made a video dedicated to his art style. If you haven't checked that out, that'll pop up. You can see the link in the description below. We have Asanan. This is cute, and it's by Jiro Sasumo. Jiro Sasumo, one of my favorite. I mean, this is 2 artists right back to back that I just absolutely adore. So Jiro Sasumo, I've spoken at length about the dude. Happy to see them back. I feel like their style is changing as well. There's a Bavaria in this set that looks really good. I cannot wait to find that. Nyabi. This one's by Narumi Sato. Okay, the Rankurusu. This is the Runiclus, Gen 5, one of my favorite gens. This one's by Masakazu Fukuda, who drew all those really cool gold stars. I really like this Pokemon, and I thought Gen 5 had some really interesting designs, so I was pretty excited to see this line make it into Paradigm Trigger. Pretty crazy, but I haven't found any V or V-Star cards. I really do want to find just a plain old Lugia V so I can add it to a deck that I'm building, but we'll have to see what we find. So we have Washibon. So Washi, Japanese word for eagle, which is a little bit different to, it is Bravari that Rufflet evolves into. Bravari's name is a little bit more on the nose for the Japanese etymology there. The Dene, this is so good. Actually, I gotta control my language a little bit here. This one's by Shibuya Aru. Fantastic work. I love the shading. I love how the tone, the different colors and tones of the card blend with the shading. It just makes it look so detailed. And you have Togedemaru in the background. That's because Togedemaru, the Dene, and Pikachu's attack is sort of like a chain attack with Togedemaru, the Dene, and Pikachu. So when you see the Pikachu card, that one's by Soichiro Gunjuma, you'll see why. It's pretty cool. All 3 of them are in the illustration. And it is literally, it's literally right there. So Pikachu, this is really nice, by Soichiro Gunjuma, and this looks really similar to their contribution to the Pikachu V Union card. The Dene and Togedemaru illustrated in that style too. So Pikachu's attack, it does an extra 180 damage if the Dene's attack gets pulled off the turn prior, and the Dene's attack can only be done if Togedemaru attacks the turn prior to the Dene. So it's a pretty cool little mechanic. I think it's going to be handy in the build and battle tournaments. We have Mikai no Saidan, and then we have Lycanroc, Rugarugan. I think overall Japanese cards look better in a binder, and I think it's because the silver border just keeps the palette a little bit simple. Yellow can sometimes contrast with the typing, so I don't really like it. So when I open these up, I literally put them in the binder immediately. We have Galarian Meowth, Shami. This one's by Yukiko Baba, who's been drawing since the Neo Discovery era with such a timeless approach to Pokemon card illustrations. Almost always front and center, not overly detailed, but just enough to draw you into the world of Pokemon. Kind of like you're looking through a window or flicking through a picture book. Just real cozy stuff. Just so cool to see them be so consistent for such a long period of time. The Sigilyph, Doremidoro. This has a really intricate name in Japanese, and it's kind of similar. It is pretty similar actually to the English name Dragalgi, dragon algae, right? In Japanese, Doragon, not the word for dragon, but it's the Waseigo way of saying it. You also have Hedoro, which is the word for like slime or dredge, kind of like at the bottom of the ocean. And then you have the Japanese word for algae, which is Aomidoro. So you put all 3 together and you get this amalgamation, similar to Dragalgi, Doramidoro. Now you might be thinking, hey, those silver borders look pretty good. How do I get myself some Japanese Pokemon cards, JLUV? Well, have I got the answer for you? It's all made easy thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Blackship, your personal address in Japan. Blackship are a parcel forwarder, a place for you to send items that ship only in Japan. Simply head to their website, sign up, and you'll receive a personalized address that you can then use at any Japanese online store. Then the items are shipped to Blackship, who hold them for you for 45 days. And when you're ready, you can consolidate them all into one big package, which brings the shipping costs down and have them delivered to your actual address. Now, you know I'm particular about condition, but rest assured, Blackship package your items safely and securely. Plus, they've got an excellent reward system, so the more you use the site, the cheaper and faster it gets. And they've got hands down the best customer service of any Japanese parcel forwarder out there. I use Blackship for all of my Japanese imports. I wouldn't recommend them otherwise. So if you're interested, check the link in the description for $5 off the shipping off your first order. It's that easy. Now, back to the beautiful Pokemon cards. They're really going to be giving me one of the more difficult booster boxes to work with for a YouTube booster box opening. Rigre Yangus by Oswaldo Kato, who's been drawing a lot of stadium cards lately. So it's good to see them drawing Pokemon again. They drew that awesome gold Path to the Peak. They drew the Palkia V Special Art as well. So they got massive range. I wouldn't have picked the Pokemon Oswaldo Kato returns to as Yangus, but there it is. Erizado. Nendoru. This is good in Japanese, and I've spoken about this one before. So again, if you've learned anything, you should know this before I even say it. Nendo is the Japanese word for telekinesis, and doru is not the Japanese word for doll. That's actually ningyo, but it's a waseigo way of saying it. So nendoru is like telekinesis doll in Japanese. This is an absolute banger. You cannot look at this oddish and tell me that you're not in love with it. And oddish is probably one of the first Japanese names I explained on the channel. Nazo is the word for not so much mysterious, it is one way of saying it, more enigmatic. The word for mysterious you'd more typically use fushigi, and the word for grass or like weed is husa. So it's basically mysterious or enigmatic weed. Really love that one. Erekiteru. The Bravery, and there it is by Jiro Sasamo. Look how good this is. Jiro Sasamo has come such a long way. Their evolution, like this looks like something out of the anime. They have such incredible talent. I am hanging out for their first special art. I know it's around the corner. There is still no V or V Star card. I don't know what's going on. Victini, Iwanko, beautiful Rockruff there by okJLUV. okJLUV, love to see you back. Rockruff's got a great name in Japanese too. Iwa is the word for boulder, and Wan, I think I did this in a previous video. I'm not going to do it again, but Wan is like the onomatopoeia for a dog barking. Ko is the word for child, so rock rough in Japanese. Aken. Wow, still no V or V Star. This is a fantastic card though. This is probably one of the better. I'm guessing this is going to be a rare in Silver Temples. This is the Archeop. So you really need this to drive the whole Lugia V and V Star engine. This is a card that if you find it in Silver Tempest, you want to hold on to it because it is really good. It's an energy acceleration onto the Lugia V and V Star, which you need to attack. Oranguru, another Pokemon that's had plenty of cards, and still the first Oranguru from Sword and Shield is the best one. It's by Sekio. I actually prefer the illustration on this one. And I think it's because it feels like a rough sketch that was just effortlessly drawn. That's kind of a theme with most Sekio illustrations. It's like they're so talented, they can just whip these up in an instant. And the Pokemon have always got this white outline around them, which is a real subtle way to split them from the background. And Hakuryu, the Dragonair. So I don't know what setting this is for Dragonair, but the Japanese name for Dragonair is literally white dragon. Dragonair isn't entirely white. I guess their belly is, but Hakuryu is the word for it. So there's that Ryu motif carrying through the obvious dragon heritage or dragon lineage with Dragonite. And there is a killer Dragonite rare card in this set, drawn by one of the OG illustrators, so hopefully we can find out at some point. Torakat Nyahito Onjara. This is a card I saw and I was like, Kurumitsu, you've done it again. Seriously, I adore this glitch pop style. It's so vibrant, and for some reason makes me think about the Game Boy Advance. Kurumitsu cards always feel so lively and electric, but also calm and soothing at the same time. They debuted with the incredible Dedenne character rare, which was an instant hit, and they've been drawing bangers ever since. So I'm really hoping they get to draw a special art for V-Star Universe. There's actually an artist over on Twitter with a style really similar to Kurumitsu. Her name's Reichu, and I'm pretty sure her commissions are open. Kurumitsu also drew the Dratini, which is a banger. Erekiteru. All right, here we go. So the first V-Star, and it is the main V-Star that you want to get from the set, Lugia V Star. I love the V Stars so much more than the V Max cards. And the Japanese versions, they just look incredible. Like, these are solid hits. The texturing, it's up there with basically Special Arts texturing, and the Lugia V Star is no exception to that. Hopefully we can find the Lugia V by Mitsuhiro Arita. And the Raichu, this is such a nice card, isn't it? Purple with yellow, it's a go-to contrast, and some people don't really like it, but I think it works really well with the Raichu. All right, so we got one V Star on the board. Hopefully we can find that Lugia V. It is drawn by Mitsuhiro Arita. We have Zygarde, Iwanko, Nazo no Kaseki, Wataru. This is Lance, and Lance has got their first ever full art supporter card in this set. And Rentora for Luxray. So Rentogen is the Japanese word for X-ray, and Tora is the Japanese word for tiger. So it's basically X-ray tiger. Luxray doesn't hit the same. I actually really like Rentora as a Japanese name. Zero Aura, that's a banger. Gosan, I think they've had about 2 or 3 cards in this set. It's a very nice addition to their repertoire. And Wataru, something a friend taught me literally last night. I'm supposed to know everything about Japanese Pokemon cards. I didn't know this. If you find 7 rares, there's still the potential for you to find 2 super rares, or like a super rare and a hyper rare, like a gold card. So you can sometimes get away with 2 sneaky hits. I'm not holding out hope, but we'll see. Pikachu, Yanchamu, very cute Pacham there. Togedemaru, there you go, by Kawayoo, who drew the Lugia, which I don't know if we're going to see today, but it doesn't matter. I love Kawayoo's overall style. It's so brooding and powerful. You know, the heavy brush strokes and the bold shading just evokes this feeling of awe and power. It's like if you saw these Pokemon in real life, you'd be frozen. And that's how Kawayoo cards make me feel. They've basically mastered the use of size juxtaposition to make Pokemon feel even bigger than they are. And this is most evident with the fisherman in the Lugia V Alternate Art. You've got this tiny dude on a boat being encompassed by the enormous Lugia, creating this incredible setting. It's eerily similar to the original Shining Gyarados by Ken Sugimori. Usually I'd show you my card here, but I lost it. So yeah, I really like Kawayoo, and I love that despite all this, they can still draw a really cute Togedemaru. Morpeko. There's the Dragonite. That's what I wanted to see. Another fantastic illustration from Naoya Kimura, who continues to draw new Pokemon cards with that signature Neo era style. All right, your time's just as valuable as mine is. So we're gonna do a mega pack. We're gonna do 8 packs at the end to wrap this up, and then I'll show you what that is. I'm getting curious myself. And I just cannot believe the audacity for no V or V Star to pop up until like the very end of the video. To finish off, we have Yajiron, the beautiful Tangela, Dedenne, Regidrago V Star. So the Regidrago V Star. This is a decent card. I feel like you need to be quite well versed in the TCG to pull this deck off. It is quite intricate, but it's a little bit of fun. It's got a lot of shenanigans in it, and it is a nice looking card too. Magyo, there's the other card by Shinji Kanda. It's not as like bizarre or abstract as some of his other works, but it is very nice. I quite enjoy that. The Unown V. This one's by Design Inc. There's a V Star, but I don't think we'll see it today. This one's illustrated by Zig, who I went investigating. I tried to learn a little bit more about him online, and as far as I can find, I think they just draw like real sus lewd illustrations. I can't share them obviously in this video. If it is the person I think it is, that's what they're known for. But they have a very dark, brooding style. Reminds me a little bit of Soulsborne games. Just the shading a little bit, just very dark and luminous. Okay, you know what? I really want to know. There it is. Okay, finally. There's the Lugia V. So I definitely wanted to hit that. This one is by Mitsuhiro Arita. Arita is one of the greats. He is arguably the greatest when it comes to Pokemon trading card game illustrations. He's a phenomenal artist, not just with Pokemon as well as his private solo independent work. So Arita, absolutely stunning card and such a great addition to this set. We're very blessed to have such a really like overall solid Lugia V. So that's fantastic. Moment of truth. We got to pick this up nice and carefully. Let's do it. And I promise you, I didn't look. Okay, without further ado, please be Candace. Worker, that is solid. We will take Worker, Sagyoin, full art trainer by Yuu Nishida. Listen, if you're gonna get any trainer that isn't Candace, you wanna take the Worker. Like, let's be serious. Yuu Nishida is drawing some of the best full art supporters in the game right now. Her rendition of Worker, a literal NPC, has low-key made this a chase card from the set. And her other contributions, like the Full Art Professor's research, are just as stunning. Not to mention the beautiful Altaria character rare. And yes, I'm a little biased because I'm a Alicia fanboy. Yeah, I think Yuu Nishida has well and truly established herself as one of the best new TCG artists. So I can't wait to see what she's got in store for us next year. If you liked today's video, make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter, and I'll open up a few more of these boxes over at twitch.tv/okJLUV. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being so patient with me. And thank you to all of the lovely patrons. You guys You guys are the real MVPs. Kisses. Mwah. Mwah. Love you.